Hello, in this model we learn a satellite navigation system and a GPS. This one is the last model of our syllabus. We have considered earlier these three models for the MSc, and these are the three models after MSc. We have seen the multiple axis system earlier, Earth station technology we have completed earlier. Now the last topic of our syllabus, that is satellite navigation system. Okay, we learn here. So these are the textbooks and reference books required. So what is about the course objective of our syllabus, complete syllabus. So here we start with our next model, radio and a satellite navigation. We learn here. We learn GPS position location principles, GPS receiver, GPS CA code, accuracy, differential GPS. This one is about the syllabus we have in this model. Now what we learn here in this model, we will learn the satellite range measurement. Measure range means what? You from a distance from the earth station to the satellite there. Then a computation of a position of a receiver, where that receiver is present. We need to know about the range and the clock there. What are the elements of a navigation system? Then we learn here characteristics of satellite constellation, GPS message and its format, architecture of a GPS receiver, errors in the position and their sources, functioning of differential GPS, satellite navigation systems of other countries, and applications of a satellite navigation system. Now this one is about our syllabus. We learn here the model 6. Now we know that from the old days people have used a navigation system to understand the road, from which place they come and where to return back. Okay, that is the navigation system people have used in the old days. Different methods used for the navigations by the different people from the different places there. In the case of seafarers, they have used stars for the navigation aids to reach their destinations, and we know that there are a lot of components we can use to measure the positions or to identify the locations there. Old days people have used the devices. Now that compass and chronometers used to track the path and time of the, or you can say that a direction and the distance traveled by the ships, that we can use there. Now a new technology we have in electronic navigations, that is a LoRa, that is long range navigations, that is sonar, sound navigation ranging, and radar, that is radio detection and ranging, is used in the modern days. So that is used for identify the position of the ship and the aircraft. And then we have a devices that will measure the accurate time. That devices are chronometers, mechanical clocks, and a car clocks, that is used for the easy and accurate measurement devices. And if you see the devices, those you have, that is clocks are used, that is to be synchronized in a satellite transmission, so that we can able to understand that what will be the receiver position and what will be the transmission position. So that's why we can able to determine the delay in a clock, even if there is some small offset, so we can identify the total error or the range equations. Now from the satellite, we have, with the availability of a satellite in a space, nowadays a new kind of a technology is enabling users to determine their position accurately anywhere on the earth. So that's why a satellite navigation emerges here, and that implies a global navigation satellite system, that is, we can say that GNSS, to achieve the objective here. So this one is about, we have a navigation GNSS satellite navigation system is used there. Now we'll go here to understand that a timeline of an event for the development of a satellite navigation system. Here, first navigation compass is used for the navigation at sea. Then we are having a Galileo discovered the first 4 moons of Jupiter and used them to establish longitude more accurately. And these are the devices is used to identify the position of the receiver. Yes, you can say that receivers on the earth there. That is used for the navigation aid. And if you see here, in 1978, first GPS satellite Navstar was launched for the global positioning system of a satellite that have. Now these are the navigation system used for the decade people, and since today, so what are the devices available, that we will learn in this particular model here. Now a navigation system in which we need to find out the position of a location, whatever, where position location of whatever the present where we have received the signal from the transmitter there. You know, in this case we can consider that here is the transmitter, one transmitter in figure A, in figure B 2 transmitter, in figure 3 C 3 transmitters are there. Here a transmitter, that is A, transmit a signal, and a receiver location is X there on a plane. Because here we have considered the plane. If you consider the earth, then we need to use a coordinate system to identify the position on the earth. Now suppose we consider only a plane here, and we have a transmitter A and receiver location X there. So now distance between that transmitter and receiver, that is a R1 here. Now we doesn't know that at what place the transmitter is present, but we are receiving at some particular place a transmitted signal from A. The distance of the transmitter from our location can be calculated if we know the time taken by the transmitted signal from A, and that will reach the position at X here. If we know that at what time that signal transmitted and at what time that signal reaches to the receiver there. There will be a delay because of the distance between that A and X, transmitter and receiver, and that delay can be calculated if we know that at what exact time the signal was transmitted from A and at what particular time that signal received at location X. So we know that the transmission time as well as the receiving time. So that's why a range is depending upon that what will be the timing of a transmission and a receiving time there. So that's why we need to understand that at what particular instant your date transmission takes place. So we should know that a clock time So at what particular instant that data is transmitted from A and it is received at X there. So that's why we can calculate the delay and the distance of the transmitter from our location. So suppose consider that here we are having a R1 is the distance from A to X, and here we can calculate that a distance from a location, that is A to X, and T1 at that particular instant that signal is transmitted from your position A, and T2 is the signal received at our location X, and the C is nothing but the speed of a light. So this distance of the transmitter from our location, that is R1 between your A and X, is nothing but R1 is equal to T2 minus T1 into C, and that distance is called as a range of your transmitter and a location. Now we could not say that what is the position of X on a map. Only simply we say that from X to A there is some range, because we know that what is the distance, traveling time and all, so we can find out the position there. So we are not able to understand that what is the position of a X if we are having only a single transmitter. So it is difficult to identify the position, location in a space there. Now if we transmit using another transmitter, suppose say here B, and you see that position of the B on this map here, and if we can measure a signal delay from this transmitter, that is V, and here we can find out a radius R2 from the B. Okay, so now in figure here we know that R1, so from, suppose we consider that another transmitter B, we can find out the R2. So we will identify that R1 and R2, that is from our locations, because we are having a two circles here marked by the R1 and R2, and the position of the location, that X, we can mark, and we will get that intersection of these two circles here. Now the circles intersect at a 2 point, so we can only certain that these 2 points, but not sure which one. Okay, so where that is the position there. So now if we consider that another transmitter, that is the 3 transmitter here, that is location C here, then we can measure the R3. So we can find out the position of a location X from the given 3 circles and that radii R1 and R2, R3. And then we can find our location on a map, require the location of a transmitters and their distances, that is ranges R1, R2 and R3 there. Now if you see here, we can find out the range equations, but we can see here if we are having the 3 transmitter there, so that is A, B and C, so we can identify the locations R1, R2 and R3 there because of this particular circle. That is on the map, because we will get the information that is from the circle of an intersection, and we can find out the position of our location on this intersection of these 3 circles there. Okay, so we can find out only the position here because of that 3 circles locations, that is in a plane. So now we see here